You know, we started out the Emerald Cup all those years ago as an organic competition when people were doing mostly indoor, and people wonder why we're even organic. And because I've had so many health issues through the years, I've realized the importance of it. And as we've gone on, we've realized that we had to step up. And last year, we started something called the Regenerative Farm Award. And it got so much media attention, people saying, what does this mean? What are living soils? We don't even know what these terms and what real farming is, what we used to farm like. And so Jesse Dodd from BioVortex did that with Jeremy Plume at the Cultivation Classic. And Jesse's going to come out and give the award for the Regenerative Farm Award this year. We had many more farms step up. It's an inspiration. It's a wonderful thing to see, and you guys should really spend time with Jesse, with all the regenerative farmers, all the people really doing best practices, because if you want to get the best terpene profile, the best cannabinoid THC combination, it's got to be with those living soils and true organic farming, because that's what's going to get it. You know, that's what's going to rock. Is Jesse here? We're going to introduce Jesse Dodd from BioVortex, and he's going to come up and do that. Jesse? Hey, you know what? They had an article in the New York that Jesse's here.
Hi.
Okay.
How's it going, Jesse?
All right. Well, so last year we did a thing called the Regenerative Cannabis Farm Award. And the idea behind that was to really recognize farmers that are doing it right for our planet, which also does grow the best medicine. Thinking about, you know, your land, your soil, your forest systems, but also your community. And so we had some amazing winners last year. We honored Dragonfly Earth Medicine. Give it up for them. We honored Green Source Gardens, and yeah, give it up for them, an amazing example. And we also honored Moongazer Farms. Yes, Moongazer Farms. And yeah, their booth was amazing this year, by the way. Their flowers, incredible. And their work with the community has been wonderful. Dan did a workshop at their house, at their farm a couple days back, and really nice community event. So this year we got to actually create an application and have it up on the Emerald Cup site. And through that application, we had a series of questions to really address like how this farm is interacting with their land, how they are growing their flowers, how are they building soil, how they're dealing with their forests, their watersheds, and their community. And it was amazing, like incredible applications. Literally every one of them deserves a huge round of applause. Like, thank you everyone who applied and gave us amazing information. You know, times are tough, you know, as far as like politics and the state of the world, the state of the environment, and the fact that we need to be sequestering carbon, we need to be changing our practices. And the best way to do that is regenerative agriculture. When we build soil, we're taking that carbon from the air, we're putting it in the ground. So the way we grow a plant is a way to heal the planet. And that's what we want to talk about with this award. So reading these applications just warmed my heart to like know that these farms were doing it, like, and they have been, and to be able to tell these stories I felt was really important. So I want to give it up to Nick to give a little rant from Green Source Gardens, one of last year's winner, and we'll get on to the award.
Thank you, Jesse. It's super humbling to be up here. But I have a question for everybody. How many people love the earth? All right, well, join me for 1 second here, and everybody close your eyes and take a deep breath in. And let's just conjure up as much energy as we can to manifest our love and appreciation for this planet. And so let's all take 1 second, close our eyes. Thank you. And I want to also say, you know, it's really our responsibility. Everybody, if you love the earth, it really is up to you to understand that your purchasing power is where the money gets chosen to go, and where the money goes is where the power is. So support these companies that are doing regenerative practices. That is the fastest way to help changing things. So thank you very much.
All right, thanks everybody. I have the honor and the privilege to tell a little bit about the 3 farms that we're acknowledging today. And even though it's called a Regenerative Cannabis Farm Award, this is really an acknowledgement of the practices that are happening in our state, in our counties, in Oregon, and throughout our country. And in going through the applications and developing some sort of matrix on how does one compare to another was very difficult, but there were some big components that transcended everybody else's farm, and those had to do with plants and soil, animals, and community. And today, the three farms that are being acknowledged hit on those big time. So the first farm I want to talk about has dialed in animal systems with plants in such an amazing closed loop system that is scalable. We can't forget that the carbon and the nitrogen cycle is all about plants and animals. Sun to plant to animal to poop to plant. That's the cycle. And this farm has integrated the system of plants and animals so beautifully that they're providing the nutrition that they need on their farm with these animals and to the greater community. And that farm I'd like to welcome out here is Spencer from Lionpaw Organics.
I'm absolutely humbled and so grateful for this community. As I've said, I'm so grateful for this plant and everything it's taught me about myself, about my community, about my livestock, and I just urge all you guys to go on that journey of creating your own slice of heaven and always learn something, always create something new, and grow your own food, plant more seeds. Yeah. Both cannabis and food seeds. Create diversity, create beautiful systems that work and take care of themselves. And if you have the opportunity, raise some livestock. Feed yourself, feed your earth, and give back to your soil. Thank you.
Thank you. And we'd like to give you this. It's appreciation for your commitment for growing cannabis in the most environmentally thoughtful way, integrating all of your animals and your polyculture. This is a flower that moongazer flowers grew in a hugel culture this year. They were one of last year's winners. And it's a black dog, Harlessu. And Candid Kush, Chris, he took this beautiful photo. It's literally 100 photos on top of each other. And it is also featured in the Regenerative Cannabis farming calendar that we put together this year and had as well as last year. You should check out. It has a lot of really good information. But thank you so much for your commitment to the environment.
Thank you very much. And for all you hash smokers and pot smokers, if you haven't been to Moongazer's booth, get over there when this stops and check it out. It's the best flower I've seen around here. Best hash. Check out BioVortex's booth. Hands down, terpenes are unreal.
Thank you. Give it up for Lionpaw.
All right. So the second farm has taken food as an integrated system with cannabis. And I was super stoked to be out there and see how he puts these things together on such a large scale that he's feeding not just his family and not just his neighbors, but he's feeding his community. And he really flipped the paradigm for me, and I'm gonna quote him, and he said, "I grow cannabis to support my farming addiction."
Give it up for that. Mind blown.
Yeah, and so that's this. We've been watching industrial ag, monoculture. We've been watching this for a long time. We have to start integrating other plants into our systems, and we all need food. And what a wonderful thing to close that loop for yourself, not just with your cannabis practices, but with your food practices for your family and for your neighbors on a scale like he's done to his community. So I want to bring up Daniel Stein, Briceland Flower Farms.
Thank you very much. I'm really honored and just thrilled that the Emerald Cup is taking the time to recognize care for the planet and care for these practices that can really do a lot for all of us. So if you want to check out our farm and the practices we do, you can follow our social media on Instagram and check out our flowers over in the Redwood Roots booth. But thanks so much.
Give it up for Briceland Forest Farms. And I'd like to give this to you. This is another one grown by Moongazer Farms and taken by Candid Chris as well. Candid Kush, and his name's Chris. But yes, this is the cover of the calendar as well. And again, hugelkultur grown in a regenerative way from last year's winter. Thank you for... And if you want to follow him on Instagram, it's Briceland Flower Farms for the cannabis and Briceland Forest Farms for the food.
All right. I got to take a pause here for a minute. I read a news article from up in Humboldt County from Red-Headed Black Belt who put out this piece through Trinity County Department of Environmental Health that they've been doing random samplings on creeks throughout the county. And the pesticide levels are off the chart. So much so that they've advised anybody within the county who is using surface water or springs on their property for domestic purposes that they now need to treat their water or get their water from a different source. So this is really important that we shift how we're doing things from the conscious consumer perspective to the farmer perspective. And so we can meet in the middle, so we can have communities that thrive and don't have to worry about how safe their drinking water is. The next farm has done so much community work in Trinity that they have really stuck their necks out to be this collective voice for an isolated community. And they brought that voice to their board of supervisors while the board of soups was trying to figure out what kind of an ordinance they were going to do and what's this look like. And then they brought that voice back to their community. So not just sharing how they farm, which is very intentional and using on-site resources from their forests and from their animals, but also making sure that at the end of the day, they have a thriving community around them. And this is the Regenerative Cannabis Farm Award is going to these guys. So come on out here, Jacob and Carla from Flowerdaze Farms out in High and Palm, Trinity County.
Flowerdaze. It's beautiful.
It is very beautiful. Thank you so much for, first of all, making regenerative farming such an important part of this day, because what it boils down to for all of us is every day what you input into your body and how you nurture yourself, that's the energy that then you pass on into the world with whatever you do all day long, and that's the spirit that thrives within you. And this medicine, we all know, and we're all here because we believe in its healing magic, its amazing powers, and so many people, so many of our elders in our community have really sacrificed and suffered for a long time, and we're so excited to be a part of the day where we can all come out of the shadows. Trinity County was facing a ban 2 years ago, and it was really scary for us because we're part of the Emerald Triangle. We're part of this amazing gem and this heritage and this culture, and we needed to be strong together. And our mantra on Flowerdaze Farm is to thrive as one. And that goes for the ecology on our farm, everything from our chickens to the ladies in our garden and all of the plants that thrive around them and our companion planted with them. They're nurturing each other, and they're all connected to the earth and the cosmos, the constellations. We farm biodynamically, and the Demeter certification is going to finally be available to cannabis farmers. There are farms doing this now, and so it's about organic and it's about sustainable, but it's about so much more. It has to go beyond that. And the way we're going to heal our communities, we can't even drink our magic fresh spring mountain water anymore, and it was running dry because of the stuff you see on TV about cannabis that makes us all look really bad. And when you live in the middle of it, it's really scary. And what's happening now today to small farmers, we're facing a huge, huge hump, and you guys are going to be the ones who are going to help us all get through. Demand that they carry sun-grown, first of all, and know your farmer. Ask about their practices. Organic is wonderful, but it has to go way beyond that. All of our inputs are sourced from our land, and they regenerate the land in a closed loop cycle, and it's a beautiful thing. And that's the way our medicine is made, and that is translated to you, and you can taste the difference, and you will feel the difference. We want you to heal. We want the world to heal, and this is the way to do it together, is to thrive as one. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Give it up. Huge applause for that. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Amazing work. And I got to thank Tim so much for making this a reality. This is part of changing the paradigm. Cannabis can be a part of changing the world, of saving the environment. And Tim's commitment to this, and Phoebe's work towards this wouldn't exist without her. And Hazel, thank you guys for making this a reality. It's changing the world.
Yeah, but it's people like Jesse that give me faith that we're going to really be able to go into this new dynamic in the right way, because regenerative farming is so critical. They had an article in the New York Times about how with a certain amount of farms, regenerative farming and carbon sequestering could actually heal this country and heal the rest of this planet, just going back to the old-time practices. So we can do this with all of help of people like Jesse and the wonderful people up here, and if you guys just embrace that, we can really show traditional farming and the rest of the agricultural farming in this world how to do it right. So we're the leaders. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you. And that's true. The best way to pull carbon from the air is to build living soil, and regenerative farming is the best way to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And he threw it out there. I had left one person out, my partner and girlfriend Phoebe, who isn't.
I did not.
No, you did. You threw it out there. I did in mine because she works as harder than anybody, and just does everything and takes all the pressure that I put on her all the way through. So thank you so much.
Let's hear a big applause for Phoebe. And I don't know if you guys have all checked it out, but there's the regenerative agricultural zone right at the garden area on the left side here. It's amazing. Thank you, Colin, with Malibu Compost for making it reality. It's gorgeous. There's flow forms, there's cover crops, there's amazing pictures and information. Make sure you go there before you leave.